Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Jillian from Jewish Workshops. It is a pleasure to be joining all of you today, and we are extremely privileged to have Aleeza Ben Shalom on the line. Before we get started, I'd love to see who's joining us and where you're from. If this is your first time joining us on a webinar, welcome. We're really excited to have you. You can go right to your control panel. It should be on the right-hand side of your screen, and just write in your question box your first name and where you're joining us from. I would love to be able to welcome you. Oh my goodness, this is very exciting. Welcome, Kim from Dallas and Sandy from New York. Welcome, Mikhail from Arizona. Alice from, from France. Welcome. Irina from Atlanta, Melinda from Modine, Mallory from Los Angeles. Welcome, Ed from Florida, Carly from Texas, Molly from Tel Aviv. Welcome, Shira from Chicago, and Julie from Chicago, and Melissa from Chicago, and I'm in Chicago, so that's really exciting. We should all get together after this. Welcome, Yafat from Israel, and Bridget from Colorado, Adam from Ohio. Welcome, Barry from New York, and Hallie from New York, Elizabeth from Florida, Maxine from New Zealand. Welcome, Dan from South Africa, Ariella from Montreal, Alice from the UK, Nicholas from London, Sarah from Los Angeles, Michelle from Miami, Haley from South Africa, Zachary from New Jersey, Amy from Pittsburgh, Daniel from Brazil. This is absolutely unbelievable. Sarah from Columbus, Ohio, and Rachel from Detroit. Welcome, Eliana from Minneapolis, Ron from Reno, Alyssa from Cleveland. Welcome. Welcome, Tasha from Toronto and Esther from Chicago. Welcome, Or from Israel, Naomi from Israel, Gloria from Ohio, Esther from Chicago, Sharona from New York, Gloria from Ohio, Alex from New York City. Welcome, welcome to all. I could honestly probably spend the next hour welcoming everybody, and I don't want to take up the rest of our time here, but welcome to all. I'm sorry if I'm missing people's names here. Aleeza from Jerusalem and Tova from Israel. Welcome. Chana from Daytona Beach, Rachel from New York, Faith from Arizona. Welcome, Paul from Virginia, Lior from Montreal. Welcome, Jocelyn from Los Angeles, and Julia from Boston. Welcome, Joan from Canada, Avi from Brooklyn, Aviva from Florida, Benjamin from LA. Welcome, welcome to everybody. I'm sorry that I can't get to you all, but this is really wonderful. With over 2,000 people signed up for today, we are likely to hit capacity any minute, and we can only get 1,000 seats in. So please don't leave any time in the middle. Stick with us the whole time, or you may lose your seat and get locked out. And I don't want that to happen. We've got so much to cover today. As people continue to come in from around the world, I just want to make a couple quick announcements in case you're not used to this platform. We do use our platform to maintain everybody's anonymity. So you won't be able to see anybody except for Aleeza when she comes on, and you won't be able to hear anybody else except for Aleeza and myself. So when you have a question, and we love to keep things as interactive as possible, you'll be able to go right here to your question box and put in your questions. Only myself and Aleeza will be able to see those questions, so you can ask whatever is on your mind and don't feel worried that anybody else is seeing who it's from or what the question is. And we will definitely get to some questions later on today. So again, stick with us. We've got a lot to cover. After being single myself for far longer than I ever wished or expected, and yes, I dated for 16 years before I finally found my person just a few years ago, thank God, I really made it my mission to find applicable workshops, mentors, and guidance for the singles in our worldwide online community here at Jewish Workshops. So it began several years ago that I reached out to Aleeza Ben Shalom to become part of our Jewish Workshops family of mentors, and she graciously accepted. So we are so privileged to have her back with us live on the line now, in between her worldwide tours, to share her expertise and passion for helping singles find their bashert. With barely a minute to breathe since her Netflix show aired, Aleeza still made time to be here today because ultimately sharing the tools she's going to talk about today and helping you integrate the skills you'll learn from working with her is what makes her the happiest. So stay tuned until the end, where we will do our best to answer as many questions as possible live on the line. And you'll get to hear about this one-time chance to get to join Aleeza for a full online program at a special discounted rate just for attending today. It is a supreme honor to be hosting Aleeza. She is a professional dating coach, in-demand speaker, expert, and author of Get Real, Get Married, the guide to get over the hurdles and under the chuppah. As I'm sure many of you know already, she is the founder of the company Marriage Minded Mentor, which connects singles from around the world with dating coaches. And Aleeza has actually been called the Jewish dating guru for her successful career guiding singles through the steps to become engaged, regardless of age, affiliation, or stage in life. A regular featured expert in the media, Aleeza's relationship advice has appeared everywhere from BBC World News to NPR to Aish.com to HuffPost. And of course, you may also recognize her from her starring role in Netflix's Jewish Matchmaker. Men and women worldwide work with Aleeza to break through patterns and cultivate relationships that lead to marriage. She trains dating coaches and matchmakers and has helped over 200 singles manifest their soulmate. And God willing, you will be next. So thank you so much for being here. I am going to go ahead and pass the microphone right over to you, Aleeza. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. There we go. Can you see me?
We can.
Okay. Yay! This is my makeshift background. I am so excited to be here with you, and I'm also going to be on my way to visit some of you in the States across 10 different cities as we do an amazing tour. But tonight we are going to talk all about becoming your own matchmaker. So a lot of people have approached me and they're like, Aleeza, I just want to work with you. And I said, okay, great. But do you know that there's so many things that you can actually do for yourself that you actually don't need me to do? And not only don't you need me, I might not even be the best person to do it. You are going to be the best person to actually do this for yourself. And they're like, tell me more. So I said, okay, we have to do a webinar all about becoming your own matchmaker, because matchmaking is not left to professionals only. The truth is that anybody in the whole entire world, even a 2-year-old, could be a matchmaker. You could be like, go play you too, right? And somebody could just stick people together, and they are a type of matchmaker. There's actually 3 different types of matchmakers. There's the introducer. That's the one that everybody calls the matchmaker. They stick people together, and even you can be your own introducer. There's the mentor, the coach, somebody that walks and talks you through the process. Hey, I met somebody. Are you my person? Are you not my person? I'm not so sure. And then there's the closer. Are we going to get to chuppah, or are we not getting to chuppah? Are we going to get down the aisle, or is this a relationship that really needs to end? And I'm very good. If we need to end, we end. And if we need to move forward, you should have clarity to move forward. But in becoming your own matchmaker, I want to throw this out to you guys. Tell me a little bit about what you're thinking and feeling. Why are you here? Why did you come to this webinar today? Why did you sign up? What are you looking to get out of this? Throw your comments in the chat box, and Jillian's going to read some things out for us. And I just want to get just a feel for who's in this room with me, who's in this virtual room, and what's coming up for you. Are you sitting here? Are you feeling anxious? Are you excited? Are you comfortable? Are you nervous? Are you thinking, my best friend just got married? No, when's it ever going to be my turn? What are the pain points that are coming up for you in terms of trying to find your own person?
Let's see. We've got a lot of people writing in, so that's really great. I've had a hard time meeting Jewish people because they're very scattered. I'm feeling lost after a breakup. Could it be that I'm self-sabotaging my dates without knowing? I'm here because...
Wait, hold on one. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, hold on one second. So Jews, yes, we are in all the corners of the world, the 4 corners of the world, as we like to say. We're in so many different countries and so many different places that on one hand, wow, you could meet a Jewish person anywhere, but other than Israel, where are we all really located? Maybe Israel and New York City. So yes, my heart goes out to you. It is difficult. And if you're living in an out-of-town community, not a major community with a large Jewish population, it might be really difficult to meet people. And then if you can't do it in person, I mean, if there's nobody there in person, then we do have to actually do it virtually, and we have to come up with other plans. Jillian, you said, what was like the 3rd or so one? I wanted to say something about that.
Self-sabotage.
I know. Self-sabotage. Okay. huge. Self-sabotage is gigantic. And when I give you the tools, I'm going to help you to get out of your own way. Just if you guys have watched the show, I don't know how many of you have watched the show, you can put a little comment there. I did. One of the singles that I worked with was Cindy in Israel. She was in Jerusalem. And this is all public information. I'm not telling you anything that she and I haven't already discussed with the world, but she told me, she was like, Aleeza, I self-sabotage all the time. I'm always getting in my own way. I said, great. I am not going to let you spoil your own relationship. Let's talk about how to do this the right way. And for her, we made a specific plan where that when she had that urge to break up, before she did it, she checked in, right? For the moment, I was her mentor and she checked in with me, Aleeza, here's what's going on. And we would go back and forth. And I said, is this really a deal breaker, or is this just something that came up for you and now you're self-sabotaging? And she's like, fine, I'll keep going out. And that's kind of how the process went. So yes, we can totally self-sabotage and get in our own way. And if you learn how to get out of your own way, then you can be much more successful in dating again. And this is all a part of becoming your own matchmaker. You may hear planes in the background. I'm kind of close to the airport because I'm flying out later tonight. So I apologize if there's any extra noise. Jillian, tell me what other things have been coming into the chat. Give me just a few so I can kind of address them as we go.
Sure. There's a bunch that are coming in that are saying, I'm here because I want to find my person and my match. It's really hard to balance work and meeting people. So trying to get some ideas of how to do that. Like, work is a full-time job and so is dating. So the balance between the two.
Yes. Okay. So I think that we're all here. Anybody who's here is here because they want to find their person. And my goal is to give you the key, give you the thing that is going to open the door for you, that's going to unlock the secrets behind matchmaking so that you can move out of your own way, so that you can shift, so that you can do something different, so that you can get better results. The person who commented about this being a full-time job and you already have a full-time job, one of my clients told me that years ago. He's like, Aleeza, I don't even get it. It's totally a full-time job and I'm paying for it. I have to pay for this whole process. I'm not even getting paid. This is so much work. I said, yes, but with the right tools, I believe that we can shift this work and this great challenge that we have in front of us, and that we can take the burden off of us to actually meet somebody high quality that we are actually interested in, right? We need somebody that we're interested in, and to get rid of this burden of the search and just going on these never-ending dates that don't ever lead to the one. I think one of the other things that people really struggle with is this concept of the one. I don't know if anybody's writing in about this, but how do I know if it's the one? How do I know? I could get set up with this one and that one. It's like, how do I even make a good match before I even get to know somebody? How can I start out on the right foot with matchmaking? And I think that's something else that's really big. Jillian, is there anything else in there that that's coming up for us?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, so we're not going to be able to get to every single one of them, but these are really, really great. Just feeling comfortable and excited when you're out with somebody. I don't even know what to do anymore. Maybe thinking of moving and switching locations. Hoping that might help. Assurance that it's okay to be looking for something serious and dating with intention.
Yes.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to look through as many as possible here.
I love all of these. There is a Jewish concept of changing your makom, changing the place that you are, and changing your mazel, changing the outcome of what's happening in your life. So do I believe in that? I certainly do. Is that the right decision for you? If your job is flexible, if your life is flexible where you can do that, and if you desire to be somewhere else, then it would be a really great idea for you to try a different location that is, in terms of being your own matchmaker, that is one way to matchmake yourself with a new city or a new destination and create new opportunities. That's a really great idea.
Yeah, this one I think is really nice. How to find a way to get past the texting and successful dating. Sometimes it's distance that is hard to overcome, and how do we get to like that next step of beyond friendship?
Right. And the beautiful thing about that is I actually love relationships that have a friendship component to it. Excuse me. But I love relationships that have a friendship component to it because I know that there's a foundation of connection. I know that you guys actually like each other. I know that there's something going on there for you. And I know that the potential that is there is much greater than just something where there's no connection. If I can't even be friends with you, probably this isn't going to be or something that I could turn into a relationship. But if there is the potential for a friendship, then there probably is the potential for a relationship to grow. So that's actually a great indicator in terms of being your own matchmaker. One of the things that you can do is think about, is this somebody that I could be friends with? Is this somebody that I could grow close to? Is this somebody that I could start to become connected to? And what do we do about that? Oh, Aleeza, but we have this nice potential friendship here. The one thing that we need to do is to shift the friendship into more of a romantic partnership relationship. And so we have to have the vibe that's feeling like, oh, you're cool, it's fun, we could hang out, to, ooh, there's a little something in the air. And in terms of becoming your own matchmaker, one of the things that I like to do and to tell the people that I work with is set yourself up for success. If you're dating a friend or somebody who you feel more friendly with, don't do a daytime date, do a nighttime date. Why do you want to do a nighttime date? Do you know what happens? Do you know the energy of what happens during the night? There's usually something that's a little bit more romantic that's in the air. So if it's not between you, it's at least in the environment. And that I think is really helpful. And we want to create a little bit of a momentum. So you might need to see each other a little bit more consistently. You might want to not just hang out in your sweats or your really casual clothes. You might actually want to get dressed up and go out. One couple that I was working with was living, actually, when I was in Philadelphia, they were living in Philadelphia, and they knew each other from the community. So they were acquaintances / friends. And I said, okay, well, what are you going to do about that? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, well, you're going to become your own matchmaker. Let me teach you how to do this. I said, you need to go to New York. Take her to a lovely restaurant, make a night of it. It's going to be a 2-hour drive up, a 2-hour dinner, a 2-hour drive back. It'll be 6 hours together. Everybody looks nice. Tell her it's a lovely restaurant. Put your best foot forward and change up the friendship. Don't make it so casual where we're just going out for a bite to eat or grabbing a sandwich. I don't want something casual. I want to bring in something that's going to shift, looking at you as my partner and looking as a friend versus looking at you as my partner. And that's really important, that we have the ability to shift the moment. A lot of people wait for that moment to happen. And my answer is, you need to become your own matchmaker. You need to make the moment happen. Stop waiting. I don't know if anybody else is going to know what to do or how to do what we need to get done. But if I could teach everybody who is here exactly what you need to do, then you're going to take care of it. And we don't have to wait for somebody else to actually make something happen. Okay. Jillian, is there anything else that is popping up that's like a more
yeah, there's a lot of people looking, like, where do we find people to date? Where is everyone? Well, we've got 500 people right now on the line just here, so, and they're from all over the world, but where do you even begin? I think that's a common issue people are having.
Yeah. Okay, good. So let's address that, because becoming your own matchmaker means you first have to be an introducer. You have to get that introduction to be getting the date. Instead of hiring somebody to do it for you, you're going to hire yourself to make that happen. So where do you meet somebody? I tell people it's pretty, I'm going to say simple, although it's not easy. Okay. The simple formula is, there's that airplane. Can you guys hear that? Can you still hear me? We're good and clear even when that happens? Yeah. Okay, good. So the simple formula is, you can either meet somebody in person at a local event. You can meet somebody online, or you can meet somebody through work, through friends, through whatever. There's ways to meet people, but there is no magic way to meet somebody. So it's like, Aleeza, but well, what if I don't want to go to online events? No problem. So let's go to some in-person things. No, there's nothing for me to go to in person. Okay, so let's have some friends or coworkers or family or somebody else in your circle set you up. No, nobody's setting me up. How are you going to go meet people? Well, no, I don't know. How's it done? That's exactly how it's done. Those are the places that we meet people. So some of the things that we do is we will use social media online. So we will go into groups, we will meet people, we will network. Think of yourself as networking for business. What would you do if you wanted to find a job in your industry? You would find like-minded people. Do the same thing with dating. Find like-minded people. That's great. Okay. You'd find people that you like, that you connect with, that you feel a bond, even if they're not in the similar industry, but you have a vibe, an energy, a connection with them. That might be a good person for you to talk to. Same thing in dating. We don't have to be identical people in the same spot, same age, same location. Those things don't matter. It matters that we have a little bit of a connection and some sort of an energy that's pulling us to each other. And if I have a connection with you, somebody in the world, you might be able to network with somebody that you know, right? They say 6 degrees of separation, that you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, right? That will eventually bring you your person. So the more that you widen your network and the more that you expand who you know, the greater the opportunity that you have to meet your person. So just for example, somebody that I was working with, she was frustrated with this whole process. And she's like, Aleeza, I'm just tired. I don't really want to do that anymore. I've met a lot of people. I've dated a lot of people. It's been going on for many, many years. And I really just don't have the koach. I don't have the energy to do this anymore. I said, great. Well, when you become your own matchmaker, the other thing that you have to do is to send yourself on a vacation. Stop trying for a little bit. Just let it be. I want you to renew. I want you to refresh your energy. It's extremely important that you come to this process whole and complete. And if you are burnt out, you need a break. And we could pass it off and say, oh, somebody else should just be my matchmaker. Somebody else should help me. But I often tell people that you being your own matchmaker is more valuable than anybody else in the world. You know what you like better than I know what you like. Even if you tell me, and even if I understand it, you know what your preferences are. You're going to go on a date with somebody. It's either going to click and it's going to be there, or it's not. And for you to make those connections and for you to figure it out, it's actually going to be much easier than you trying to explain to 27 other people what you actually need. So I love when people become their own matchmaker, and people want to know, like, are you threatened? We're going to take your job away, Aleeza. I was like, no, don't worry. I'm so happy to teach people how to be their own matchmaker. If you want to use a matchmaker, you can, but today is all about becoming your own matchmaker and taking the reins and taking control of the direction of your dating life and what you're going to do and how you're going to go about this process. What I want to make sure that we do, and that we're all on the same page about, is that I want to make sure that you are not losing hope, losing energy, losing faith in the process. I want to make sure that you understand big picture as matchmakers, what's going on in our brains. Here's what typically happens with anybody who is single. Okay, not everybody, but a majority of people in the world will date a number of people. You can have it be a small number, like 5. Unlikely until you find your person, but it could happen to some people. It could be 10, it could be 25, it could be 50, it could be 200, it could be several hundred, but people will date many people. And every time at the end, what happens? It doesn't work out. If it worked out, you wouldn't be at this webinar. So dating is built on a series of failures. And as a matchmaker, I know and I understand that dating will not be successful, except for when it's at one time that it works and you connect and then your heart is all full and you feel good and things are moving at a good pace. But in general, dating is actually built on a series of failed relationships. They might be a good person. You might be a good person, but together, you're not meant to be together. We're not building a relationship that's going to actually last a lifetime. And that's normal. That's a matchmaker mindset. And when you become your own matchmaker, you need to have the right mindset. If you go in thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It'll just take a couple people. Poof, it'll just happen. No problem. What are we setting ourselves up for? Most likely we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. What we need to be conscious of is how we do our self-talk so that we don't run out of energy, of effort, of time to take care of this very important thing in our lives. I want to make sure that you, as a matchmaker for yourself, that you feel like a success. What in matchmaking is truly a success? Okay, if we answer the question, you guys can throw it in the chat. I'm going to give you a moment. What in matchmaking is truly a success? When is there a success in matchmaking? What do you consider a success in matchmaking? And I'm not giving you my answer until I hear from all of you. I see somebody wrote in marriage, right? Marriage is when people consider it a success. What else do we have here? Happiness. If I had success, I wouldn't be here. Marriage, a healthy relationship, having a connection with your date. Okay, growth. These are great answers here. Having a healthy relationship, even just setting up a date. Good. Okay, so the first thing that I saw, and there were a bunch of answers that said this: marriage. Marriage is the success. If I have marriage as the only barometer of success in matchmaking, then I am going to be let down majority of the time, because compared to how many dates I set up versus the amount of people that get married, which one's going to weigh more? Well, yes, of course, I've helped lots of people get married. How many dates did it take to get to all of those marriages? Aha! Okay, so now you're getting into the mindset of being a matchmaker. And when you get into that mindset, you realize that something else is a success. Your growth, you learning something, you connecting with somebody. Hey, even you just setting up a date, huge success. You got yourself out on a date with somebody who's within a range of what's relevant for you, that's what may make sense to you. That is outstanding. And anybody who's writing things in here, I see somebody's writing in here about communication, a joyful relationship, self-growth, clarity. Yes, even having clarity to say no. Huge success. My favorite thing is what I call a blessing in a no, because you've got an option. You got three options, really. I date you and I like you. Yay! I date you and I don't like you. Yay! Either way, I have clarity. Or I date you and I don't. Maybe I should go out with you. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm not really convinced either way. So to me, obviously, if you date and it works out, yay. If you date and it doesn't work out, that's a huge blessing. Why? Because the third category is lacking clarity. And clarity is an enormous, enormous matchmaking success. The people that I work with, if let's just take somebody that I've worked with, but that we didn't have success with, it wasn't their time. It's not just my matchmaking. God has to agree. It's got to be the right person, and it really needs to be the right time. And when it's the right person, the right time, it's going to work out. But if it's not, if somebody feels happy even at the end of something, if somebody feels like they learned something and they walked away with more wisdom, if somebody feels more connected to themselves and the process, that's a win. And that is actually a matchmaking success. And I think that we so often only consider a relationship that leads to marriage is the success of being a matchmaker. So now, as we reframe, we can start to feel better about the process, and it's also more normalized, meaning you're not going to feel let down every single time, because you're going to realize something good came out of this and you grew in some way that is going to help you figure out the next steps. Okay, I'm just looking at the rest of this. Yeah, a lot of people cannot see their own blocks. And having people to help release their blocks and their traumas with dating and relationships. That's another thing that holds people back. And in terms of being your own matchmaker, I want you to know that you also need to know when to take a break, right? Know when to push, know what to do, know how to do it, and know when you should go, pause, wait a minute, this isn't the right thing for me. I actually need to take a break. Maybe I need a vacation. Maybe I need a therapist. Maybe there's a list of things that I need to work on. Maybe there's fears or traumas that have to be addressed. And then once I address them and I get to a place that's feeling a little bit more balanced and a little bit more level, then I'm going to go back into the matchmaking process and I am going to make an effort again. And it's so important to have this in your mind, in your mindset as you're moving through the dating and relationship process, because a lot of people get tripped up. Here's something about being your own matchmaker. Timing really is everything. Some people say, I can't afford to take a break. I've got to keep going. I got to push. It's got to happen now. Well, guess what? The quickest way to find your person is not always to keep dating. Sometimes the quickest way to find your person is work on yourself, get the support you need, heal yourself, and then start dating. And that's actually the fastest road. But it doesn't look that way, and it doesn't feel that way. And therefore people are frustrated, and all they want to do is rush with dating and ignore the other things that actually need to be worked on. Because if you don't work on them, they're going to come up throughout your relationship. And the question is, how are you going to navigate that? If you can't navigate on your own, think about this. If you can't navigate what's going on your own, if you're just brushing it aside, how are you going to help the partner that you are seeking to navigate and to do this with you? Good question, right? How are we going to be able to move past this and teach our partner how to support us through challenging life situations when actually I haven't supported myself? So once I learn how to support myself, then I can go learn how to be in a relationship and have my partner support me and have me support my partner as well. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at my notes. So much that I want to tell you. I want everybody to comment a little bit about your dating history. What shaped you? What beliefs do you have about dating and finding your person that you think may be actually holding you back? What is a part of your history? What's it's not even words that I want to say. It's this feeling that's going on. What's inside of you that is really holding you back from meeting your person? Obviously, meeting the one, you have to meet them, but what else is there? What else has come up from the past that is potentially challenging for you as you're moving forward? Okay, let's see what's coming in here. Jillian, just pop it. I'm looking, but I want your help with this because there's so many things.
There's a lot of fear coming up. Fear of being hurt, fear of being rejected, fear of intimacy, fear of not connecting the right way.
Okay, so let's pause for a moment. So fear of not connecting and fear of intimacy. So there's an emotional connection that needs to happen on a date so that I'm not just sitting there and it's not a very robotic conversation or an interview. How are you? Good. How are you? And what do you do? And where are you from? And we just play ping pong with a conversation. There's an emotional intimacy where we have to open up, where we have to have a vulnerability, where we have to connect with our partner. And that will often hold people back. And as matchmakers, when we see people going through the dating process, if this is actually holding somebody back, we are conscious to have a conversation with them and say, listen, I think something's holding you back. It seems to me you're not opening up in the same way that I would expect or think that you could or should, or maybe that you have in the past, and what's coming up for you. But when you're going to be your own matchmaker, what you need to do is ask yourself those questions. I love when people get curious about themselves. I love when we pose the right questions to ourselves, because with those questions, we can dig so much deeper. We probably can come up with the answers. We usually know the answers, but we might not know how to get there. And then we can bring in the right support people. So let's take a pause for a moment. I want you to think, and then I want you to comment in the chat. What are the questions that you need to be asking yourself to bring up, to clear up things that are going on for you or that have been going on with dating? What are these questions that are like that nobody asked you that they should be asking you? What are those things that we need to identify, we need to talk about, we need to talk out, we need to think about? Take a moment and then throw your questions in the chat. I would love to hear the questions that you need to ask yourself. If you're like, Aleeza, I have no idea. Think about a friend. If you can't think of it for yourself, sometimes when we think of other people, it helps us to come up with the questions that we need to be asking. Let's see.
So there are some that are coming in. What do I truly want, and what am I willing to let go?
Good.
Why do I have intimacy issues to begin with? How am I feeling? And am I continuing because I feel that I should? Or am I continuing because, or am I not continuing because I'm scared?
This is good.
Why do we have so many trust issues?
Good. Let's address the trust issues and the intimacy issues. Where is this coming from? Okay. If you don't have this challenge, I want you to think of a friend or somebody else that you know that has trust or intimacy issues. Where does this usually stem from? Where does this come from? Where's the root of what has happened to somebody and why they're walking around with this extra baggage today? Often this is coming from a previous experience and or childhood. So it could come from something that happened to us when we were very young, and maybe we actually don't remember it. It could have been something at 5 years old that made an impression on you that left a scar. It could be something very recent within the last 5 or 10 years. Something happened within a relationship or something happened within a friend or family dynamic that, again, left this scar on you, where when you go out into the world, your reaction is blocked. Your reaction is not allowing you to interact with the world in a really healthy way and in a way that builds a relationship. And with matchmaking, things are pressurized. There is so much stress. Imagine if we take a soda bottle and we shake it, right? And then you don't know somebody shook it up and you go to open it when it's exploding in your face. And you're going, whoa, what happened there? You know, like, oh, the guy that brought the soda to the table dropped it in the back before he brought it out and he didn't tell you. It's a big problem. So when we have so much built up pressure within us from some trauma or something from the past, whether it's emotional or physical or psychological or anything, it doesn't really matter what it is, things build up for us. And at a certain point, the pressure's too much and it's going to explode. So as your own matchmaker, and you're like, Aleeza, what does this have to do with matchmaking? Okay. As your own matchmaker, before you throw yourself into the dating arena, just take, whether it's a day or a week or a month, take a little bit of time to ask the questions that are coming up for you and to seek the answers. And maybe you're going to ask a question, but the answer isn't going to be clear to you today. That's okay. It's completely normal when an answer is not clear today. Let it sit there. Maybe write it down in a journal, put it in your notes on your phone, just have something there. And often the answer is going to become clear to you over time. And as long as you're asking the right questions, the answers are going to come to you. Now, you might say, I need to get extra support. You might say, I've been dealing with this for so many years. I know what to do. I just have to have a consciousness of this and I'm going to keep moving. Great. You can. As your own matchmaker, you can choose when's the right time to move and when's the right time to pause. And when we have these things in the background, getting set up, you might think that that's your problem, but you're blocked even before that because we're not putting out the proper energy to attract somebody to us because we have certain blocks. So I'm going to teach you something that I did recently within the last month, and it was extremely helpful for me. This is a tool that I use, and this is a part of being your own matchmaker, and it's completely not something you might have thought of. So one night I had been finishing work late, getting ready to go to bed, and I laid down and I have little bean bags that I made, and I put one on each hand, and I laid down and I put one on my chest to just relax me. I like to have a little bit of weight in the evening. It just helps me to calm down. And I laid down and I was like, and I asked myself a question: what do you need right now? What do you need? What do you need? And this was before the show came out. And I said, what I really need is to be magnetic. Wait, what? You need to be magnetic? I said, yes, I want to be magnetized. I want the right things to be attracted and drawn to me. And I want the things that aren't so good for me to be repelled. Like as it comes closer, it keeps pushing me away. You know, when you have a magnet, if they're connected by the right sides, they're going to be stuck together. Sometimes magnets are so strong. My husband for work used to use really heavy duty magnets. And he was like, Aleeza, do not give these to the kids. These will like crush fingers. You'll never be able to get it apart. Even I can't get them apart, and I need this for work. They have to stay separate. They come in a special package. Do not play with these. These are, professional grade magnets. So a magnet can be so strong that it can draw something to it and stick it together forever, for a lifetime. And a magnet can also never, ever, ever let something come near it. It can push it away so far that no matter how close you keep trying to get to it, it's going to keep appearing to run from you. And I'm guessing in dating, you're probably feeling this way. You are probably feeling like anything you go after, it's running away from you. What you want, they don't want you back. And what you go for, they don't go for you back. And when they want you, you're being pushed away, right? You're magnetized, but the energy is pushing you away. It's not drawing you in. And all we want is to be drawn together. So this question of what do I need? I said, I need to be magnetic. I need the right opportunities, the right people, the right things to come to me, to be attached to me, to grow close to me. And I need anything that's not appropriate for me. I need it to be pushed so far away. I want to repel it. I want to chase it away. I don't want it to come anywhere near me. So for you, as you're looking for your soulmate and being your own matchmaker, I want to ask you, are you really magnetic and attracting the right person? Are you really getting the right people in front of you? Or do you seem to feel like you are repelling people and the person that you want just keeps running away from you? Put some comments in the chat. Let me know if you can relate to this and if this speaks to you. It spoke volumes to me when I actually did this exercise and I woke up the next morning. I had this kind of aha moment of like, okay, I am magnetic, right? I'm walking into the world and the good things are going to come to me and the bad things are going to be pushed away. And wouldn't you know, almost not immediately, but within 24 hours, there was somebody that was in my life that wasn't good for me or with me. It wasn't a good, healthy situation. And I literally started to repel them and they disappeared and they just went out of my life. And then I had needs that the business was growing and things were happening and I had to bring people in. And all of a sudden, the right people literally landed right in my lap. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. It's really happening. Okay, I want to see if we have magnetic comments over here. Not magnetic at all. But yes, I am. Like, you are magnetic, but for everything except partnership. For me, it feels like I'm looking in the wrong places. And when things seem successful, I notice that I've been acting differently. Right. You act differently to your nature. That happens. That's a part of this magnetism piece. What else do we have here? Not drawing in the person that I wanted, feel like I'm repelling and feel like I'm invisible. Exactly. When you are repelling people, right? When you're pushing people away, you feel invisible. You're like, do you not see me? Like, we're appropriate for each other. We can go out. We match. This makes sense. Why don't you see it? Like, am I the only one that sees this? It can't be that I'm the only one that sees this, but it feels that way. So I see people are really connecting to this. Looking just, wow, there's so many things here. People are being attracted, but it's not what I want. So I need to push them away and find the things that I really want. Some people are really attracted to me and I am pulling people in, but then I'm running the other way and I'm feeling like I'm repelling and I'm running away from them. It totally happens. So, okay. So let's dig in and let's talk about what we need to do about this. What is something for you that you can really walk away with as your own matchmaker? And what is the key? Like, if you have one golden nugget from today, first of all, I'm going to challenge us as we move through this. I want you to be thinking, as you're hearing this whole webinar, I want you to be thinking, what is my one golden nugget? I'm going to walk away with one piece of information that is going to be helpful to me, that's going to be transformative, or that's an aha moment, or something that I really like and I really connected with. What is that one golden nugget of wisdom? Okay, so maybe you already heard something and you're like, oh, that's it. You can totally put golden nugget of wisdom and then write what it is in the chat so we can find it. Make sure to put their gold, like maybe just put golden and then put what you connect to, or maybe you're going to find something over the next few minutes as I describe it that's going to be your golden nugget of wisdom and your takeaway. So the solution, not the solution, right? Becoming your own matchmaker is a series of processes, and meeting the right person is actually the last step. Okay. So in the very beginning of when I started to be a matchmaker and a dating and relationship coach, I came up with a program, and the program was called SELF, SELF, and it stood for S, support, E, empower, L, listen, F, find. Support, empower, listen, find. The last part of the entire process of becoming your own matchmaker is finding your person. Now, don't get mad at me, okay? Sorry. Really, really sorry that the only thing in the world that you want to do is to find your person. You will find your person, but first, I need you to go through the first 3 steps. 1, I need you to support yourself. My father gave me a really amazing lesson in this. Sure, maybe I need to bring different people in and do things. And he said, listen, you don't need that. You're not like, you don't need a partner to run this with. You don't need this. You need support. You need to be your own best support. You need to do what is absolutely appropriate for you. And if support means bringing in more people or hiring the right people, you need to do that too. And as you're looking for your soulmate and you're looking for your person, I think that it's really important that you figure out the answer to the question, what support do I need? Where am I lacking? Where am I feeling challenged in needing support? And I want you to have an answer. I want you to know who is on your team. Okay, so under support, I want you to create your network and your team. I think that that's really important. So that's S for support. E for empower. I need you to feel empowered. If you are feeling disempowered, and you're probably here because you are feeling disempowered and you're like, I want to take the control back. I want to take the reins back. I don't want to feel out of control in my life and I want to make something happen. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to have all of the tools that you need to have in order to find this person. So what are we going to do? Let's get curious. Let's ask a question. What are the tools that you need to find your person? So as we go through this today, we've listed out some of the tools and some of the things that you can do to find your person. And in the course that we're going to be telling you about soon, we have even more tools that are listed for you to do to empower you to be your matchmaker. The purpose of being your own matchmaker is to find your person, to get married, to have that end result that is going to bring that moment of, yay, la, I did it. I accomplished my mission. Okay? Support, empower, listen. I need you to go quiet and listen. Shh, quiet. Really ground yourself. Really center yourself. Bring yourself to a place of balance. Listen to your own voice. Now, I'm giving this lecture and you're here listening to me and you're like, Aleeza, but I want your advice. Yes, you should take my advice. You could take other people's advice. It's important that we hear everything else as well. We digest it and then we get quiet. We ground ourselves, we focus ourselves, and we find ourselves in a position of being able to hear what we actually think. I once had a conversation with a client of mine. A whole hour goes by. We're talking about everything. He's telling me what he wants and how we're going to do this. And we're making a plan and we go through everything. And at the end, he says, yeah, well, that's what my mother really thinks. I said, your mother? He said, well, I was talking to her about this whole thing. And I mean, that's kind of what she thinks. I said, I'm sorry. What do you think? He said, I don't know. I didn't think about it yet. I said, you didn't think about it? Okay. Goodbye. We're booking another session. I can't help you if you don't know what you want. Don't tell me what somebody else in the world wants. Tell me what you want. Tell me what's so important to you. Tell me the messages that you're getting. Tell me what you're hearing. Tell me what you're understanding. Okay? And we have to know that whatever place we're coming from, we need to move to a place of connection. We need to move to a place of possibilities. That's really, really important. We need to have this potential future in our mind's eye. And if you're constantly sinking yourself or going, well, this isn't going to work and it's never going to happen. Yeah, you're right. Yep. You will create your whole reality through your thinking, because your thinking becomes your actions and your actions becomes your world. So if through our thinking, we can have an understanding of how the process works, then we don't have to think it's never going to work. We're just going to know it's not going to work until it works. There's only going to be one point where it actually works. And when it works, it works. And when it doesn't, okay, that's normal, because Aleeza said that's totally normal and it's not going to happen every single time. So we have support, empower, listen. And then you're going to go out into the world and you're going to find your person. How are you going to find your person? Where are you going to find your person? Who are you going to use to help you find your person? What are you going to do about the process? Excellent questions. And again, there's no magic place to find your person. It can be online, it can be at events, or it can be through a matchmaker, whether that matchmaker is you being your own matchmaker, whether it's colleagues, friends, and family, or whether it's somebody professional. It can be through any number of things. But there is no other magic formula to finding your person in terms of the location. We have the entire world. You can look locally, you can look internationally, you can look globally, you can be searching at 2 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock at night. It doesn't matter. There's always a possibility to meet somebody. And my question is, how much effort are you willing to make? Okay. Now imagine this. You go to start working out and I hand you a couple different weights. You got a 5-pound weight, you got a 50-pound weight, you got a 150-pound weight. And I'm like, okay, lift the 5-pound weight. And you're like, woo, no problem. I got this. I'm like, okay, good. Lift the 50-pound weight. And you're going like this. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I can do this. Okay, great. Good. Okay, now lift the 150-pound weight. You're like, okay. How much can you lift? How much can you handle in dating? Don't take on a 150-pound weight. Don't stress yourself out beyond your capacity if you can't handle it. So if you don't like online dating events, don't go, but then do something else. Well, what are your other 2 options? You could meet in person through events, or you could meet through people in the world. Anybody can be your matchmaker. So what are you going to do? Okay, Aleeza, I don't like any of the options. Okay, like, let's do this. Wait, let's take a pause. Comment in the chat. Do you prefer, you can give me the order 1, 2, 3, in person, online, or through other people being matched? What do you prefer? Give me a 1, 2, 3, which one you like. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my clients and a little bit about the people I work with and how this world works. So in person, online, and through other people. Is that the order I said? Somebody wrote, all are equally terrible. Right. Okay. So you, my friend, we have a problem, because this is the process of dating. So the problem is you have to pick one, because if you don't choose one, then we can't date. So you have to date to find your person. It doesn't just magically happen, and we have to build up a tolerance for it. We have some other numbers here. I've got in person, online, definitely through other people I want to meet, other people, friends or matchmakers, in person. Wow, it is almost even. A lot in person. Actually, wait a minute. In person is weighing out heavy here. I'm guessing we have a lot of extroverts as well, because usually the extroverts prefer in person. A lot of the introverts prefer online, and everybody can be open, introvert or extrovert can be open to meeting through other people. Great. That's really incredible. So there is so much more that I actually want to tell you and that I want to teach you. And my head matchmaker that I work with, her name is Shayna TB. She's outstanding. We are a dynamic duo, and we actually put together a brand new course on like doing this was, a workshop that we put together, but we put together a deep dive into becoming your own matchmaker and being able to have all of these tools right at your fingertips. And this for me is really empowering, because I love that people are able to dive in and they're able to take the wisdom that they have and do something with it. So I know that people have so many questions, because I see there's a lot of things happening in the chat. So I want to allow time for questions. Jillian and I are going to give you some more details about this course that we prepared for you. And if you have your questions, now is the perfect time to throw them in the chat. And we are going to keep this conversation going. So stay with us.
Thank you, Aleeza. I actually, before we get started, even with the details, and I see people are coming and writing in, please give me the details. I want to sign up already. Come on back and let me know if you're ready to continue on and sign up. We will definitely get you those details. Before we even get to that, though, I have seen a significant amount of people write in about dating as someone who's feeling quote unquote older. And I don't like to be called an older single. I was an older single. I was, considered, but women, men in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, people who are doing it as a first time, people who are a second time around after a divorce, after being widowed, after even just, breakups of long time relationships. Can we just touch upon a little bit of what the dating process is and how to become magnetic, how to get those blocks away when you feel like it's not that you've already done this for a year or two, and that can be difficult, and even 5 years can be difficult, but 15 years, 20 years, doing it again after you haven't done it in 20 years, all of those things, it definitely plays a role. And I would love to just be able to address that really quick before we get into more details and give people even more information, because I know that that's kind of weighing heavily on a lot of our audience members.
Absolutely. So I don't want people to become overwhelmed with this process. So what I ask people to do is to usually make a list of all of these things that are weighing them down and making this process really difficult. And I want to see what rises to the top. What is the number one thing or the theme? So if you have 2 or 5 or 10 things that are really difficult for you with this process, that are holding you back and weighing you down, I want you to find the overarching theme of what that is. So whether it's trust or insecurity or self-consciousness or a previous relationship that scarred you, whatever it is, I want you to pick out that number one thing that is really holding you back. And I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to do about this? Do I need to bring somebody else in to support me with this? Am I able to overcome this on my own? Ask yourself, what tools do I have to actually overcome this? And how much time do I think that this is going to take? And as I do that process of self-reflection, I'm going to come up with the answers, and I'm going to know whether this is something that I can handle on my own, where I need to bring somebody else in, and which thing is most important. Because I'm not, there's this concept with debt. There's like a debt consolidation thing. And when you have many different types of debt, people do things in one of 2 ways, right? You can either just start with the smallest balance and the smallest and easiest thing, and you can knock it off the list, or you can start with the biggest one and get that one off the list and then move it down. So I would say the same thing with this type of an issue. What's the number one thing holding you back? And it might be something that's really big and really heavy. And I would ask yourself, is that something that I can deal with today? And if you can't, what else is holding me back? But what's the least heavy thing holding me back? Okay. Location and just dating, and it's just complicated because I'm not in the right place to meet the right people. Okay, that's easier than overcoming mistrust in a relationship and struggling with somebody. So, okay, which one can you deal with today? And then make a decision. I'm going to either start with the heaviest thing, or I'm going to start with the lightest thing because I'm able to handle this. So that's kind of how I would overcome those things.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that we were able to just at least touch upon that. And again, we're going to get to so many questions coming up. So please keep sharing your questions. We will get to as many as possible. Right now, I'm just going to share all the information about our course. We do have limited seating for that as well. So I want to make sure that as many people that can grab their seats can do it now while we're here on the line. We've got an amazing program set up, as Aleeza just mentioned. So let me get started here. We are going to be spending the next several weeks enjoying content-rich pre-recorded sessions from Aleeza and Shauna, as she mentioned, with accompanying worksheets to help you get started on your personal dating transformation. Not only will these pre-recorded sessions be delivered week by week so that you can take your time to listen to them, really get exactly what you need out of it, but then we will also follow up with several different Q&A and implementation sessions. So session 1, who are you and what you bring to the relationship? Create your list of preferences, must-haves, and deal breakers. And I think we saw that as a recurring commonality between so many of the people who are here today. Really didn't even, can't necessarily put into words or into thoughts, what am I looking for? What is it that I need? What is it that I want? So this is really going to help you get to that place. And then followed up by session 2, design your own stunning one-page bio and know how and where to use it. So really helping you kind of continue on that journey. Followed by a live implementation session. Then in session 3, how to begin a search online and offline for your person and personal challenge exercise. Session 4, you're going to delve deeper into is the person you want the person that wants you, and uncover any mismatches, discrepancies, and commit to personal action steps. And again, a live implementation session mixed in there as well. Advocate for yourself and your dating safety, where to perform background checks, top tips for practical dating. Remember, as we're going through this entire journey, we're becoming our own matchmakers. So we're really taking the reins into our own hands. We're not waiting for someone else's time. We're not waiting for someone else's schedule to match up with ours. We're able to really take all of these tools and skills and techniques that Aleeza uses and all of her matchmakers use, and we can do it for ourselves. So I know for me personally, taking back control of my life and my destiny are things that are super important. So this will give you that control back for your own life. Then session 6, we'll be doing Aleeza's wisdom to gain clarity on is the real deal, dating success stories, and then, okay, so now what? Again, with an implementation session mixed in there as well. So you will receive all of your pre-recorded sessions each Sunday, week by week, as I mentioned. So every Sunday, you can look into your email inbox. You'll receive one pre-recorded session to listen to, download, watch at your convenience. And then sprinkled throughout each week's sessions, you'll have these Q&A and live implementation sessions. So you'll meet back up on a webinar with Aleeza and Shayna. I'm sorry that I mispronounced that earlier. They'll both be there to help answer all of the questions that you have and, again, help implement all of these tools and techniques that you've been working on throughout the week. Plus, not only that, but you'll also have a one-on-one phone consultation for your opportunity to gain mentorship on your personal situation with Aleeza's personally trained dating specialist. So Shayna will take care of all of those personal phone consultations. You'll also have an Ask the Expert personal WhatsApp group. So you'll get one-on-one access to a WhatsApp group with Aleeza and Shayna to be guided throughout your journey. So again, as you're listening to these classes and questions are popping up, or how do I take this to the next level? How do I really implement this into my situation? Everyone will get an opportunity to join the WhatsApp group so that you can learn from others' questions as well. And Aleeza and Shayna will go ahead and answer those as you are learning week by week, each different session. You'll also get the Dating Detox bonus session. And I know if you were a huge fan of Jewish Matchmaker, Aleeza brought up Dating Detox often as one of her big tools. So you'll discover the steps to get you out of that frustrated funk and put you back on the path to attracting quality dates in an energized and confident manner. And you'll also remember Mystery in Your History from the show. You'll get that bonus as well, and you'll discover the 4-step process that will help you uncover the already existing potential dates that are just waiting to be discovered. So as you can see, you'll have 6 full content-rich sessions plus 3 Q&A and implementation sessions throughout your journey, including a one-on-one phone consultation, a WhatsApp group where it'll be a closed WhatsApp group just for the people who are obviously registering today, and the Mystery in Your History and Dating Detox, all as a huge package, so that you can get one-on-one support throughout your program. You'll have the unique opportunity to get your personal questions answered that you haven't been able to get answered previously, and you'll have a supportive community of like-minded singles right here at your fingertips. So not only will you be going through this and learning things from Aleeza and Shayna, but you'll be learning from other singles as well. And you never know, maybe we'll find a match within the group. So I think that would be exciting. Most importantly, on your journey, you will also finally be able to stop wondering if some part of you is flawed or undeserving, and you see no end to the day-to-day dating. You can stop feeling tired of feeling false hope. You'll really get a chance to end this struggling feeling, end this feelings of hopelessness and fear that we talked so much about today. And you'll be able to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel with everything at your fingertips. An opportunity really rarely comes along like this. As I mentioned, we've had Aleeza on our platform before and been really excited about the opportunity to bring her back with a brand new program just for you, which again includes these 6 master classes plus the 3 live Q&A and implementation sessions where you'll come back together with Aleeza right here on the line answering the questions that you have. Plus the recordings of all of the sessions that you'll listen to and download at your convenience, and that one-on-one consultation, the WhatsApp group, Dating Detox, and Mystery in Your History. And as I mentioned, a special discounted price for being here today, because you already took that first step. You can become a basic member today for just $4.97, where you'll get the 6 master classes, the 3 live implementation sessions, and all of the recordings available to you. Or you can become a platinum member for just $5.97 and get the full 6 classes plus the live classes for Q&A, the recorded sessions, the one-on-one consultation, and the WhatsApp support, and Dating Detox, and Mystery in Your History. It's all packaged all together. So much of Aleeza and Shayna's time is going into this, but they so graciously agreed to bring down our price to just $5.97 so that we can get as many people the help and the guidance that you really deserve, especially in such a vulnerable time of your lives. Again, I was there. I know exactly what it's like. And for a program to exist like this with so much personalized support is truly unbelievable. And we really thank Aleeza for all of the commitment and dedication that she's offering. So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody the link right here, so that you can start grabbing your spot and making sure that you get in right away. I'm going to put it over here. It is www.jewishworkshops.com/matchmaker. For those of you who are on the phone listening in and don't necessarily see the slides that are up on the computer, you can go straight to I'll just say it one more time, www.jewishworkshops.com/matchmaker. Again, I put it right into your chat box. You can copy and paste that into a separate browser so you can make sure to keep on the line. Don't leave and go grab your spot, because then you'll miss all the Q&A time we still have. But you can actually just copy paste it into a separate browser and grab your spot. I do also have just one more announcement. And this is really, really special. Before we started today, I asked Aleeza, I know she's literally sitting next to the airport, ready to jump on a plane in a few hours and going on another American tour. She has no time to do anything, but I felt a little chutzpah and I really put myself out there and I asked her, can we add just one more special thing for tonight's webinar? And she agreed to put a raffle together. So everyone who joins right here on the line with us over the next half hour, 40 minutes or so, will be automatically entered into a raffle to get a one-on-one consultation with Aleeza herself. Again, her time is very little, and few and far between have been able to get a chance to grab some time with her. But we are offering a very special opportunity to get in addition to everything else that you'll be getting with your full course membership, you'll be automatically entered into a raffle to get a very special one-on-one consultation just with Aleeza. So thank you, Aleeza, for helping us put that together as well. Really such a special opportunity, something that you can't really find anywhere else, especially at this moment. So we really, really appreciate that. And I want to remind people, as you sign up, just come on back and let me know, write your first name and the words "I'm in." I'd love to be able to welcome you and congratulate you for becoming a member of this really exciting community. I also just need to kind of keep an eye on how many spots are taken already, because I know that we really need to keep this exclusive. And unfortunately, if we have, too many people, I don't even know how Shayna will be able to do all those consultations. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Just come on back and let us know when you've registered. And if you're having any issues or trouble registering, if you can't get to the page, I know sometimes the page will be a little skitsy if too many people go at the same time. If you're having any problems, please just come on back and put your name and your telephone number right into the chat box. Hannah's here with me on the line. Zipporah's here with me on the line, and we are ready to help you just register over the phone. I don't want to make anybody wait extra long or lose your spot. So please just come on back and let us know you need some help. Again, don't forget, everything is anonymous right here in the chat box. So feel free to put your name and your telephone number in so that we can make sure your spot is secured. And welcome to Lori. So exciting. Welcome PG. Welcome Ed. Welcome Shannon. Welcome Shira. So exciting to have all of you, and anyone else who is coming in, just come on back and let me know. Welcome Jennifer. Welcome Sippy. This is really exciting. Okay, as people continue to sign up, I do want to get to some of these questions. We had so many come in throughout today's class. And if you still have a question that you'd like to be addressed, please come on back into your question box, because we definitely have a little bit of time left before Aleeza jumps on her plane. So we want to make sure that we can address those.
Somebody asked who's leading the live classes. I'm going to lead it with Shayna. So you're going to get the two of us. I cannot wait to introduce you to her. And but I'm going to be there too. So you will see me for all of those live classes as well. And if you can't make it live, don't worry. We're going to also send you the replay.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thanks for clarifying that too. Okay, so let me get to some of these questions that came in a little earlier. Aleeza, any advice for stopping the self-blaming when you feel like you scared off your dream guy, or you may have missed your soulmate in the dating process?
So if you've scared them off, that's definitely a time where I want you to ask some questions. I want you to figure out why you scared them off, how you scared them off, in what way you're going to date differently so that that doesn't happen again. And I also want to investigate, can we look back? Can we see, are they still single? Are they still potentially available? If they are, maybe this is something to revisit. If they are not, you're not allowed to beat yourself up. Your soulmate, okay, when you meet somebody in the world, they are your potential soulmate. So anybody that you meet in the world that you start dating and you think, wow, this could be my person. Yes, they are your potential soulmate. But the only way that they become your soulmate is that you actually get married. And you get married, that is your soulmate in that moment. So did you miss your soulmate? No, you didn't miss them. It's okay. You have the opportunity to meet other people and to build this relationship with them. So I don't want you to be worried or upset about that if it's not for you, or if it didn't happen, or even if you felt like it was for you, but it didn't actually work out. You did not miss your soulmate. There are other opportunities. Also, for anybody who has been married before, or divorced, or widowed and lost a partner, you have a partner. When you're married, you have your soulmate. If anything happens and they're no longer in the picture, then you have the opportunity to get married again and have a new soulmate. So they're soulmates. We think soul one, that there's only one human in the world that's for us. The actual time that we make a soulmate is under the chuppah, when we get married. And when we're not with that partner, when that relationship, or if that relationship ends for whatever reason, we do have the opportunity to meet another soulmate. So you didn't miss out and you didn't lose out. How many soulmates could you have? I don't know how many times you really want to get married. But really, there's a lot of options in the world, and you get to choose who your person is.
Thank you. That's really a nice way of putting it. I love that. I want to just go ahead and welcome Abigail and welcome Rachel. Really exciting to see everybody continuing to sign up. If you need any help, like I mentioned, please just come on back and let us know with your name and your phone number. Otherwise, keep coming back and letting me know that you're in. I love all of these brand new names, and God willing, we look forward to meeting everybody and getting to know everybody. Just in terms, again, of the way that the delivery will work with all of your sessions. I know I mentioned you get your pre-recorded sessions each Sunday, and then the live Q&A and implementation sessions are scattered throughout the delivery. But yeah, just as a reminder, because I noticed a few more questions about it, if you can't make those particular live sessions, please don't worry, because the recording will be available to you and sent out the very next day. And you can listen to that at your convenience. It'll be right in your personal membership area. And if you become a platinum member today, then you will also have your WhatsApp access. So you can ask questions throughout your journey in the WhatsApp group as well. Or you can always send us at Jewish Workshops. You can send in some questions and we'll make sure that they're addressed on the live Q&A if you can't make it to that live Q&A. I did also have just another question pop up in here. Aleeza, is the course, I know that we always talk about your courses and really all of your guidance for any age and stage and religious level, but I think that there are a few questions coming in. Will it be helpful and a good opportunity for seniors? And then somebody else was also asking a little bit about, again, like religious levels.
Okay, I love this question, so thank you for asking. For anybody who saw the show, you saw that I worked with all ages and all religious backgrounds. That is truly my true audience, the true people that I work with. I grew up secular, I became observant, and so I know both worlds actually very well. In terms of ages and stages, the way that I package and create material is applicable to all ages and stages. If there's different advice that I would give for, let's say, a first-time single versus a second-time single, I will identify that. But if it's not identified, that means that it's appropriate for any age and any stage and any background. So in terms of things like the dating profile, we're not going to help you to create a religious dating profile if you're secular, and if you're religious, you probably already have a dating profile. This kind of profile and thing that we're going to help you to create is something that is a little bit more detailed with information about you, and not just details like a traditional resume would have. This is a dating profile. So we work very hard to service all ages and stages. In terms of seniors, absolutely. My oldest client was 89 and she found love and a wonderful relationship. And I'm very happy to say that. And it was her son who made the introduction and said, "My mother wants to work with you." I said, "Okay, no problem." He said, "She's 89. I said, "Okay." So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe, for me, this is only built for somebody in their 20s or 30s. Nope, you're wrong. A lot of the people that we work with are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s plus. I did just recently give a double back-to-back talk to people that were in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, all about dating and relationships. They adored and loved it. And I gave them matchmaking tips and tools as well. That was when I was in Philadelphia in May, when I did my May tour. And so I think what you'll find is, if you saw this webinar today, if you feel connected to me or to some of the things that I'm doing, you will see that all of the information that we provide in this course is going to be relevant for you, no matter your age or your stage or your background or even your location. I work internationally, globally. All of these details don't matter to me. I overcome that, and I just give you the tools that you need to matchmake, no matter who you are and no matter where you are. I know it sounds like it's an impossible thing, but for me, It's very, very normal to be doing this. And it's how I've always run my business and who I am and what I do. So to me, it's very normal. I never had, if you want to ask me, Aleeza, what's your niche marketplace? Don't you have a niche market? Yes, the Jewish people is my niche market. Do I have Jewish wisdom for the world? Could I help anybody in this? I can, but the Jewish people are my niche market. So your age doesn't matter, your religious level doesn't matter, your location doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. If you're Jewish, you're marriage minded, and you want to find your person, you are my person. I can help you.
Thank you. And I hope that helped alleviate anybody's anxiety over that. So thank you so much. I have to just welcome Naomi, and where did our other welcome go? Welcome Whitney. Welcome Maya. Welcome Kim. Wow, this is wonderful. Welcome David. So as these spots continue to get filled up, thank you. Welcome to everybody. Make sure to go grab yours now. I'm going to go ahead and just put that again, that link right into your chat box to make it easier for you. And remind everyone that once you sign up, you're automatically entered into that exciting raffle to get a special additional consultation one-on-one with Aleeza. Okay, let me grab some more of these questions that are coming in. Sorry, here we go. Aleeza, I'm just looking for some of the questions that came in earlier. I didn't know if you had seen any that you wanted to address before I grab some from here.
Yeah, I'm all the way down at the bottom. Yeah, there were some here. Here we go. Question for Aleeza. Somebody asked us, I already spent a lot of time creating a dating profile. Are you able to critique a dating profile? And and how does that work? So in the recorded session, in the pre-recorded session, you are going to get all the tools that you need to create the profile. But in the live session, in terms of critiquing a profile, if you are comfortable, either anonymously or something of that nature, you can present us with your information and we can help to critique it live. You can remove your name, you can remove anything that's private, but leave all the details on there, and we could actually do that live with you. So if that's something that's of interest to you, that is definitely something that we can address.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
No, somebody. Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody's asking just about things that you're going to list on the profile. You know, like, what if you're wealthy? What if you're poor? What if you come from a certain kind of family? Like, how much information do you have to give? Love these questions. This is exactly why we included this in the course, because everybody has the same questions, and knowing what to say and how to say it. It's not just what to say. There's certain topics that you should say. There's certain things that you should not say, but how you actually say that, how you represent who you are, is extremely important. And so this is why we have the course, because it's not something that I can just give over to you in 1 minute right here. It's something that we're going to dig into in depth, and we're going to explain to you so that you have a deeper understanding. And then we have the session for us to ask questions, and also for anybody who joins and is in the WhatsApp group. You guys are totally on my phone. I carry you with me to every country. I get Wi-Fi on my planes, and I am gonna take you with me, and I answer the questions. I will either leave written notes, I will leave audio messages, and you will have access to this group, not just with me, with Shayna, with other people that are there, where we can all share in the wisdom.
Okay, great. Oh, welcome, Sharona. Wonderful to have you. I'm sorry I didn't mention, I know some people are coming back and asking some questions about price point. There are payment plan options available when you click to register, so please feel free to take advantage of that. And if you still have any further questions about the payment plans or about the payment structure, please just put your name and your telephone number right into the chat box, and we are happy to follow up with you. As I mentioned, Hannah and Sephora are both here with me on the line from Jewish Workshops, and they are happy to give you a quick call and help answer those kinds of questions and set up a payment plan that works for you. There are so many thank yous coming into you, Aleeza. Also, thank you for being here. Thank you for opening my eyes to some of these. This is really nice. That was wonderful. Okay, so another question that I saw coming in, Aleeza, how is this course different than some other things that are offered either online or offered that have been offered in the past? How are these different than, just picking up a book and learning about what to do on a date?
So I think that the difference is that this is coming specifically from a matchmaking lens and becoming your own matchmaker. I'm not sure that there's so many courses or people or even books that are teaching you how to be your own matchmaker. They might teach you how to date. They might teach you dating wisdom. This is really a very different angle, and I'm taking people who are in the dating world and saying, I can help you to do this for yourself. I train matchmakers. We had an event in Jerusalem where I trained over 100 matchmakers. We are bringing that program across the globe and training over 100 matchmakers in every city we go to. We are planning to do that, but that is for matchmakers, for people who are professional in the industry. Most people are not going to tell you the professional industry standards of what to do and how to do it as a matchmaker. They're going to tell you as somebody who's a dater and out there in the world and doing and what you should do as a dater. I'm not telling you this information as a dater. I'm telling you this information as if you are a professional working in the field, how you help other people in the world, but I'm telling you how to use those tools and actually help yourself. So I think that this is actually extremely unique in the marketplace. If you can find something else that's doing this, let me know. I'd be so curious to know what else is out there, but I haven't seen it, which is exactly why I created this program.
Great. Thank you so much. And then just one other question to follow up. I know that we talked a lot about today about becoming more magnetic and kind of trying to break through these stumbling blocks. There were a few people who wrote in that they are constantly chasing red flags and they seem to be a magnet for that. How is it that we can, stop all of the behaviors that have been so ingrained in us after years of dating and really try and get that new leaf turned over? I guess what would the first step be?
Yeah, this is part of mastering your own mindset and having an understanding that what has happened in the past lives behind you. And the only way that the future is going to be different is if you don't continue to carry that forward. So if you are really very strongly wanting things to happen differently, then what we really need you to do is to not continue to repeat old habits. So we need you to actually know what you've been doing. The first step is having that awareness, asking those questions. And then I need you to make a commitment, and I need you to say to me, Aleeza, I'm not going to do things like that anymore. I'm going to do them differently. And then I'm going to say, great, but what does differently mean? And how are you going to do that differently? And it's not something that I can answer for you because I don't know what you have been doing, but you know what you've been doing and it's not been working for you. So we need to pivot, we need to shift, and we need to say, I was doing things like this. I need to do something different. I am comfortable to go in this direction. Okay, but what direction is that? Tell me. Identify it. I really want to understand it, and I want you to understand it so you're clear about your path forward and that you're making the decision. Don't throw everything over to me and go, you tell me what to do. No. I'm going to ask the questions. I'm going to draw it out of you so that you answer it, so that you actually know what to do, because the wisdom that you have about what needs to be done is the key to your success. It's what I need to know in order to best help you.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Excellent. As we are getting closer to closing up, I do want to just welcome Ari, welcome Shira, and welcome Sarah. If there are any more people who have registered and didn't come on back, just let me know with the words "I'm in," please. And again, if you need any help, just put your name and your telephone number. I do see, again, more questions coming in about payments, and please just put your name and your telephone number. We're happy to give you a quick call and help you register or just answer your questions in order for you to make a decision. If there are any other questions, also feel free to write them into the question box. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Aleeza, for just a little bit. In order for us to kind of go through, I know there's several hundred people still here on the line, and it's so great to see that people are so excited and interested in learning more. I did want to have a chance, I kind of brushed over the sessions really quick, and I'm not sure that I gave them enough time or attention to help people understand what exactly they're really gaining from the workshops themselves. If you don't mind just helping give a quick brief overview of that, that would be amazing, because I know that, again, we're going to close up real soon, and I want to make sure that everybody's questions are really addressed before we go.
Amazing. I wanted to do that. So I'm glad you asked. Okay. So session 1, often we are looking and we're thinking about, what do I want? Where am I going to find it? How am I going to get it? And I flip the tables, and Shayna and I talk about, who are you and what do you bring to a relationship? Now, when we understand this reverse, which is who you are and what you bring to the relationship, then we can ask, okay, who's going to be drawn to me? What's the type of person that's going to appreciate me? And I want you to think about, am I going to appreciate that person back? So we go through creating our preferences, what we need in a relationship, our deal breakers, what we want, but we do it through this lens of, what do I have to offer? And who is going to appreciate who I am, and how is this going to work? And when we switch that up and that thinking, it really shifts what's happening. So we move you through this process step by step. In session 2, we talk about designing your own one-page bio. So a lot of people say, oh, my friends, they know who I am. If they had anybody in mind, they'd set me up. Yeah, guess what? They won't. No, they don't know who you are. They know what they think of you, but they don't know what you think of you. And they don't know the nuances and the details of what you want in a relationship and how you understand yourself. And when you create this one-page bio, it's gorgeous. It's magnetic. It has your photos, of course, and it has information about you, but what information we want to know and we want to tell you. And it has information about what you're looking for. And it's not just those categories, because you're like, oh, okay, fine, I'll do that. I could put stuff about me and who I am and what I'm looking for. Okay, great. But what kind of information are you going to write down? Well, we need to talk about that, because the information that you put there is either going to be magnetic and draw that person to you, or that it's going to actually be very dry, neutral, boring information that's just going to be like, seen 1,000 of you online, not really interested. Oh yeah, oh, that's what you think of yourself? Okay, great. Well, that doesn't really do anything for me. So we need to make sure that not just you personally are magnetic, but the information about you, that's written about you, that's out there that you could share with somebody, is also magnetic. And it's articulate, and it's clear, and we really understand it. And then we have to understand, well, what do I do? Aleeza, I have this one-page bio. I have this thing that you helped me to create, but where am I going to really put it? I'm not just throwing it up there on my social media, am I? Well, that's a good question. Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to share it? Who needs this information and why, and who is this for? So we are going to dig into that. And of course, this is for you, because as you identify this and you become more comfortable with this, you're able to easily articulate what you want and who you want. But it's also for the world. People need to get what you want for you. Otherwise, do you know what they're going to give you? When they try to matchmake you, they're going to give you what they want. And you don't always want what they want. And I don't want you to have what they want. I really want you to have what you want. That's the most important thing to me, that you get exactly what you want and what you need. And I can only do that if we actually articulate it. And the biggest thing about saying what I want, when you say what you want, it's what you understand, and you know the nuances behind that, and you know what that means. But the challenge is, do I understand what you mean? So we have to have a conversation about, I'm looking for somebody who's, I don't know, I'm going to make up a story, friendly and outgoing and kind and wonderful. Okay, I heard adjectives. What does that mean? Does that mean you want to go out every night? Does that want to mean that you are a very social human being? Does that mean that you never like time alone? Does that mean that they're kind, generous? Do they do kind things for other people? Are they even kind to themselves? Do they know how to take care of themselves? Wait, you just gave me information, but I don't understand it. Because we actually have to dig into it much, much deeper. So this isn't just like, oh la, we create a one-page profile. It's no big deal. It's actually a very big deal. We literally pop up a profile on the video. We show you what we did, exactly how we did it, and even where you can do it. So it's the technical and all the nuanced and detailed information that you're going to need. And that's all in session 2. In session 3, we talk and begin with a search online and offline for your person. So we have to find the right searching methods that are going to work for you. And I cannot tell you this is the number one thing to do. Why? Because for you, it might not be the number one thing. For somebody else, it might be. So I need to let you know all of the options, how you pursue, why this is or is not a good option for you. And it's really important that we be very clear option for you. And it's really very clearly are able to identify where you're going to find your person and how to go about this process. And we even give you like a little challenge of what to do and how to do it, because dating can be difficult. And so we really want this to be something that you're able to handle. In session 4, we talk about the person that you want and the person that's going to want you. We got to make sense. Like, look in the mirror. Is what you're looking at and what's looking back at you going to be something that matches? Is it truly an appropriate reflection? And are there any mismatches? Are there things that actually don't really line up? And if they don't line up, what are we going to do about that? And what are the action steps to rectify any of these mismatches? Now, we've done this so much that this really gets personal. This is where if you join the WhatsApp chat, it's going to get chatty. If you're on the call, you're going to hear a lot of questions about this and people are going to really dig in. And if you're too shy to speak up, don't you worry, because other people are going to speak up and you're going to actually learn from them. So it's not just you that has to speak up. We can learn from somebody else as well. In session 5, we are going to talk about advocating for yourself. We're going to talk about dating safety, how you guard yourself, not guard yourself so that you are completely distanced from the person that you're dating because you've had some dating traumas, but guard yourself in a healthy way so that you can build the most appropriate relationship for you. We're going to talk about where and how to do background checks. I don't know if you guys know this, but we actually do background checks on people. We have a company and we do things like that. This is serious business. You may want to do that for yourself. You may not want to do that for yourself, but we're going to give you all the information you need so that you can make your own decisions. And we have very practical dating tips and advice and support so that we can help you to figure out what to do, how to do it, why to do it, when to do it. Timing is everything. You might be doing something, it might be the right thing, but it might be the wrong time. Or it might be the right time, but you might be doing the wrong thing. We have a problem. It's not going to even work. So we have to align all of those things. And we're not talking to you or at you as somebody who's dating. We're talking to you as a matchmaker. How are you going to do this for yourself? How can you do this even for other people? This is something that you're going to learn for yourself, and then you can take it and use it in the world. And with session 6, you get some of Aleeza wisdom. I gave a lot of wisdom on the show, and I have even more dating wisdom that I haven't shared there. And my favorite number one thing that I do is what I call soulmate clarity. So you're going through this process, and we are actually assuming that through this process, you will be meeting somebody, and then you're gonna have to figure out, are they my person? It's not just getting a date. It's not just being a matchmaker and putting yourself and introducing, right? Introduction, mentorship, closing. How are you gonna close this deal? How are you gonna know if it's the right one? And if I give you these tools now, then when the right person is in front of you, you have everything you need to make a really fantastic decision. And that is probably my favorite course, which is the last one. We're going to tell you about some of our dating success stories, some of the challenges that our clients have faced, and then also like so now what? Like, great, we got to the end of this course. Where do we go from here? We're going to give you a direction. We're going to give you a road. We're going to give you a path to go down. And we would absolutely love it if you would join us on this webinar. This is the webinar, but if you would join us in this course, you are welcome to sign. If this enticed you and you're like, I really want to do this, you can always go to jewishworkshops.com /matchmaker, and you are able to sign up. You're able to register. You can just join the program, or you can join the program plus, which includes the private WhatsApp group with me and with Shayna, and you can really get a lot of support that you need. If you were doing this, by the way, one-on-one, if you're doing this with me or anybody on our team, the cost would be so much more for the content, for the hours, and for everything that we're putting in. And by doing this as a group, not only are you getting a more affordable program, but you're actually getting even more support, because there's questions that you might not know to ask that somebody else is going to ask, and we're going to go through, and it's going to be a light bulb aha moment for you. And so I think there's a tremendous, tremendous value in running a program together. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. And I've seen a tremendous amount of success, which is why we keep doing programs and keep designing things that are made for people to learn from and grow from and get married from.
Amazing. Thank you so much for going through all that. I have to welcome our newest members, because we had some brand new people joining. Welcome Lauren, welcome Aviva, welcome Rachel, welcome Anna. So excited to see everybody joining. And again, you're automatically entered into that raffle. And Aleeza put it so nicely and so wonderfully. You really do gain so much more, actually, when you're working in a group of like-minded singles. Everyone has the same goal in mind. Obviously people are coming from different places and different blockages, but you'll find so much commonality between each other and learn so much from each person's journey. So I think that that's actually a bonus in itself. We are getting ready to close up here. I know, Aleeza, that you're going to be running to a flight soon, and I hope that's a very safe and smooth flight for you. With all of the people still left here on the line, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you the floor once again. Just have, some parting words for people who are maybe still on the fence, for people who just want to get a little bit of clarity, whether this is really the right program and the right next step for them in their dating journey. And before I do that, sorry, I'm going to get to this question, and I had it flagged on my screen so that I wouldn't forget. Sorry, one more question, and then we're going to get to that. What types of events should I be looking for? If I'm looking for in-person events or even online events, I guess, what should I be looking for?
Great question. And I love this question. We are going to dig into this heavily, but I'll give you kind of like a little bit of a taste of it. People obviously know, yes, you could look for dating events in your community and in your local area, but you can also look for things that you're interested in, whether it's a philanthropic cause, whether it is a local communal cause, whether it is a federation or an event that is with a program being put on in your community. If it's something that you're excited about and something that you're passionate about, then it's something that you are able to connect to and meet like-minded people. Whether or not your person is there, there might be somebody who knows somebody for you. Again, with a matchmaker's eye, I look out there and I'm like, oh, could that be their person? No. Do they maybe know their person? Who should I talk to in the room? And I scan a room and I take a look around and I try to attend events and programs and things where I think I might find like-minded people. So do things that you are most interested in, most curious about, things that you want to do. I've had men and women both say to me, some women say, oh, I want to do something, but there's only going to be women at the event, or vice versa. Men, oh, I want to do something, but it's only going to be men at the event. No problem. Obviously, if you're not going to meet your person at the event, you might meet somebody who knows somebody who is your person. And so I always look through a matchmaker lens and go, I don't know who knows my person, and I don't know when I'm going to meet my person. So let me meet like-minded people and let me see how I can make this happen.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and turn the floor back over to you and just remind everybody on the line right now, we've just got a few more minutes left to get your spot and get yourself put into the raffle for your extra one-on-one with Aleeza. If you don't sign up today, you will still have time. We don't close registration today, but the raffle will close today. So I just want to remind everyone who's ready to sign up and they're just waiting for me to stop talking, go now because I want to make sure that you get your spot and that you get right into that raffle. Okay, the floor is yours, Aleeza.
Okay. So let me just see other questions or things that were here. Somebody wrote in, I really appreciate all of the self-help, all of the angles and the way that you've spoken about things tonight. It is really so very much needed. And is there an opportunity to access a singles network, from me or from my team? So every group, every program, everything that we do is a new network. And so anybody who joins this program is going to be a part of our network, of our inner circle. You're going to be able to, especially if you're part of the WhatsApp group, you are going to have a network of people from all across the globe, from all different backgrounds. And on one hand, you might go, oh, that's not really helpful. I want only like-minded people, my age, my stage, my location. Okay, but if you didn't find your person in your location yet, maybe somebody else is going to know them from somewhere else. And connecting with other like-minded people, having this conversation going, and being a supportive network to each one of us, everyone there in the group, is something that's tremendously special and extremely helpful. So I love that this is from the lens of becoming your own matchmaker. And by becoming your own matchmaker, you also realize that you are potentially a matchmaker just for anybody in the world. You can be your own matchmaker, yes, but you can also be a matchmaker for anybody. And I think that your ability to build these skills is something that's going to help you to find your person, and then you're going to be able to pay it forward and to give to the world in the same way, and to help other people find their person. So yes, we build a network together and try to help people to find their person. Oh, so many thank yous. So sweet. Can we be a part of the network if we don't join the workshop? No, you can't be a part of the WhatsApp network and group if you're not in the workshop. This is, a special private program that we're offering for an intimate group of people, which we hope that you will be a part of. We're very, very much looking forward to meeting all these new people. Somebody's just asking, I came on late, how do I get access to the raffle? So if you go to jewishworkshops.com/matchmaker, you are going to be able to register for this course that we are offering. We gave some wonderful, amazing tips tonight, and we have a 6-week course plus 3 live sessions that is available to you. And by signing up today, you are automatically entered into the raffle. The raffle is for a session with me, in addition to all of the incredible things that you can get with the program as well. So you can visit the website www.jewishworkshops.com/matchmaker to find out about that and talk to the team. And I love, by the way, Jillian, that you guys have payment plans and other things available to support people. I think that it's a really fantastic way to offer something that is doable, that somebody can make something happen.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see what other questions and things have come in. A couple of people did ask Jillian, will the webinar be available later for anybody who signed in but had to run? So I know that we make that available, and
we will do our best to get this recording out from today's webinar. We will get it out tomorrow. So please feel free to listen again if you came late, pass it on to friends who weren't able to make it. Absolutely.
Okay. Earlier I asked people, what is your golden nugget of wisdom? What is something that is your takeaway? Somebody said that my golden nugget of wisdom is that I am praying to be magnetic. That is a new concept for me. That's something that I learned. And I am praying to draw the right people in and to repel the right people and keep the wrong people away. I love that takeaway. If anybody else has a golden nugget of wisdom, you're welcome to drop that in before we wrap up here. Looking just to see what other questions or comments that came in. If there is anything else that, oh, here we go, golden nugget. Oh, also, yes, be magnetic. I have a feeling that's going to be a lot of people's golden nugget. It really stuck with me, by the way. I woke up that next morning. I told you that one person was repelled and basically spewed out of my life. And these other people were drawn into my life. And I kept telling my husband, you won't believe what happened. And then I told him the next thing. And then I said, you won't believe what happened. He's like, wow, this thing's really working for you. I said, it is. Thank God it has been something that's been tremendously powerful, a really incredible tool. If you walk away with nothing else from tonight, I think that that is something that will be something that you can carry with you throughout the dating process. This isn't just for dating. You can use it in business, professionally, personally, a lot of things as well. Somebody else's golden nugget of wisdom, that dating is a process of learning and growing. And it's really challenging. Somebody said, you're magnetic. Your advice can also be applied to careers. Yes, yes, yes. It's good advice for a lot of things. Other golden nuggets, successes are built on a lot of failures. Yes, totally with dating. And sometimes you just have to keep going through them to find the right one. And is there a payment plan? Yes, yes, yes. I love all these golden nuggets of wisdom. You guys are great. You're paying attention. That's what I know. So happy about that. I so like the magnetic analogy. And also knowing when I should keep seeing somebody and when I should end that. So that is our 6th session, which is called, it's a clarity session in figuring out, okay, I've been dating, but now it's like, I don't know. I'm not sure. What do I do with that? I got myself on a date. I was my own matchmaker. I got myself through part of this process. Now, how do I wrap it up? Don't worry, we're going to teach you. I have all the tools for that. That is absolutely my most favorite session. And I'm hoping that you're going to love it too. Golden nugget, to pray not only to be magnetic, but also to use it as a repellent, right? So when you think of magnetic, you're only thinking of drawing somebody to you, but magnetism works also in repulsion and sending the wrong people away from you. And so that is your golden nugget. I love it. And I see some names of some friends. I'm not going to announce you, but I'm going to just say hi. Hi to some of the people that I know here. Golden nugget of wisdom. How to take the time to ask yourself the right questions and get the right answers. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you said that, because we do need the right questions. It's one of the most important things that we can do, is to get curious and never stop asking those questions. I like the concept of moving to where you can optimize your opportunity. So they say, change your makom, change your place, change your mazel. That is the translation of how we say that. Somebody asked, where did you learn your wonderful speaker and communication skills? Thank you for asking. That's so sweet. It is a series of trial and error, but I will tell you, my greatest teacher was my grandmother and my mother. My grandmother had the ability to speak to anybody from her heart, sincerely, and make a connection just in a moment. And I watched her, and I used to study. I would just sit there and go, wow, how does she do that? I don't know how to do that. And then I started to just practice what she was doing. She obviously taught my mother. I used to watch my mother also, who did the same exact thing. And I was like, oh, I totally don't have that. And I really didn't have that until, in my 20s, 30s, I've been working on it. It's been a skill that I've been trying to gain. Just like anything, you want to become your own matchmaker, you want to become better at communication. It's something that you have to practice, and you should learn from great teachers. I feel like I want to date somebody in person, not online, but when I meet like-minded people in person, I find it really hard to make something happen. Yes, we're going to talk all about that. And somebody else, I hope there's a season 2 of the show. Me too. Amen. We're praying. What are the concrete steps that we can use to attract the right people and repel the wrong ones? So I will tell you, joy and happiness, talking about yourself in a beautiful way, in ways where you appreciate and value yourself. People are drawn to that. I think when we talk about negativity about ourselves or about others, we put out some very bad energy that draws all the wrong people. Misery loves company. So if you do not want to draw miserable human beings to you, I suggest that you open your heart and connect with people in a different way. And yeah, what else can I tell you? I am excited to do this course with everybody. I am excited to get started. I'm excited to see who the lucky raffle winner is from tonight. I would really love to get to know you, learn about you, and see what personal insights I can give you for the person who wins the raffle and has a session with me. That is something that's very important for me to understand. And I can't wait to meet everybody in the WhatsApp group and everybody who's going to join this course. I think that you are in for a real treat. I know from previous courses that I have run that there are always a handful of people as time goes on that start to write to me. I was in your course. I was in your dating detox. I was in your mystery and your history course. You won't believe it. I met somebody. I just got engaged. So I know out of this course, we are going to have many happy couples, and I cannot wait to hear which one of you gets to find your person first. But it's not really a race. It's really about finding the right one at the right time with all of the right tools. And that's what I'm going to bring to you. I'm going to bring to you all of the right tools and everything that you need. So if you are interested to join me before we hop off tonight, you can do it right now. You can go to www.jewishworkshops.com/matchmaker, and you can sign up and you can join me for this incredible course, Becoming Your Own Matchmaker. And this is the very first time that we are running this. So you are going to be, the first group is always kind of the most special. There's something about the first. So I am really looking forward to everybody who's going to be joining this cohort and being a part of our program.
Thank you so much, Aleeza, for spending your time here with us. And thank you to everyone from across the globe for joining us today. You could have really spent your time anywhere, and the fact that you chose to join us here and learn and work with Aleeza is really incredible, and it says a lot about you and your commitment to finding your person. So congratulations to you for that step. It's really big. I look forward to also seeing everybody who joins us. I am actually going to leave the webinar open for just a few more minutes so that you have a chance to write into the chat box if you need any help. You'll still be able to put your name and your telephone number. We'll be able to give you a call now that the class is over and help you register if you needed help or if you have any other questions about payments or about the course itself. Please feel free to put that into the chat box. We won't be able to get to you once the webinar is closed. So you won't hear us or see us anymore, but it'll stay open just for that little extra time in case you need to get some information in there. And again, until the webinar is closed, you have a chance to get entered into that raffle. So grab your spot and your seat and you'll automatically be entered. Thank you so much to everybody. Have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wherever you are in the world. And Aleeza, have a safe trip.
Thank you. Thank you so much.